Hey friends, Renee with Pulse Automation and Security. We're back on a Prewire that we wrapped up a couple of weeks ago. We're here to make a couple of changes. I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you guys how we Prewire for a couple of different things. I first want to show you how we Prewire nowadays for a TV. And when we talk about wall-mounted TVs, which are the most popular nowadays, right? We wire that in 3 different ways. And it's very important that we meet with you up front to understand what it is you're trying to accomplish with your room and what you want to do with your equipment. So number one, we'll ask you, is this a local system? And what I mean by a local system is the equipment here locally at or below this TV? And in this case, it is. So you'll see that there's a piece of conduit here that goes from up to below, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Number two, if it's not local, then that means the equipment will be remotely located. We often do this on our big custom jobs. That is called video or audio distribution. And that's when the equipment is located remotely, typically in an AV rack, in the mechanical room, basement, attic, closet, somewhere in the house. All of the equipment is located in that rack and controlled remotely. So local, remote, and then the third option is a hybrid. And that is a combination of the two. And what I mean by that is maybe your cable box, your Apple TV, Roku, and all that is in the rack, but you have a DVD player or a gaming system here locally, and that's a hybrid system. So we Prewire and put in a local connection for that device, typically behind the TV or down low, somewhere where you can plug in a local device. All right, so we're gonna go over a local system and what we have done on this job. We start off with our box that goes behind the television. Everybody wants that TV on the wall, no cables, no wires, anything showing, and that's what we've got going on here. So this is this is a device from Arlington. We call it our 505 box. That's the model number. It's TVBU 505. I'll link that below in the description. It's an awesome combination box and works perfect behind the TV because you've got your high voltage on this side, right? That's your power where you plug your TV. On this side, we've got low volt, and we have a conduit here, but we can run anything we want into this side. So sometimes we'll run coax, Cat6, fiber, whatever we need to on this side. Here, we're just running a conduit down below to a box that's down lower here. That box is gonna end up behind a piece of furniture. The client is probably going to put a media cabinet or some kind of furniture in front of this box. And this is where we'll make a connection. You can see that our coax and Cat6 and all that ends up here. And then this is a spot where we can fish up HDMI cables, optical, audio, whatever we need to go up to the TV. We'll fish that up this pipe later. That's really nice because no matter what TV, what equipment you put up there down the road, we're able to fish any cables or additional features we need. All right, so we talked about the box that goes behind the TV. The other thing is how to accomplish audio in this room. In this room, we're actually planning on doing a sound bar below the television. This is another great reason why we have the HDMI cable in place. So again, we can fish optical up to that sound bar. We can fish HDMI for ARC, audio return channel. And typically we'll put our soundbar directly below the TV, so it'll also plug into this electrical outlet too. So again, no wire showing, everything is hidden and nice and clean. If the soundbar is gonna go below the TV and not directly underneath it, but maybe a couple of inches below, we'll sometimes put a second box here for power and a pathway for the cables to go behind that soundbar. So again, nothing is shown. So we're gonna put a soundbar up front. That'll be your left, center, and right channels, probably a Dolby Atmos soundbar. In the back, we're doing in-ceiling rear speakers, and I'll show you how we Prewire for those. Now, typically, we'll put a Prewire ring in place. That is a rough-in bracket from the manufacturer. It's a placeholder. It lets the sheetrock guys know to cut a hole here for the speaker. Now, we don't know yet. This is a Prewire only. The customer doesn't know what rear speakers or if any they may ever do. So in that case, we'll just lace the wire inside of the cavity like you see here. The staples are loose as well. We can tone this out later and then cut the appropriate size hole and reach in there and fish that cable out. We always try to line up our speakers with the light cans in the room. The speakers are also round, so they match beautifully with the light cans that are already up in the ceiling. Down here we have our surround backs, and then up here would be our surround speakers. And this is a kind of cool room too. You'll also see an orange pipe and a blue box on the ceiling here. We've also pre-wired for a projector in this room. The client has hopes of installing a golf simulator in this room someday. So we prepped and prepared for that scenario as well. So there would be a projector there, and then the screen would go behind you. So that's a typical setup, guys, for a surround sound system, and also how we pre-wire for a flat screen. It's very important that you reach out to a local integrator in your area if you want to do this stuff. You can definitely try to do it on your own, but try to reach out to a professional, get some guidance if you've never done it before. And if you have any questions for us, please feel free to reach out. Take care, everybody.